All right, we're cranking up the recording here. Hi, I'm Shane Snipes, and you're watching Sustainable 1000 TV and radio. And today we are in Minneapolis. This is one of those cities that people talk about a lot. And when they have the conversation about Minneapolis, everyone's always like, it's such a beautiful town. So I had to come and discover what that meant. And in the discovery already today, I've discovered things like the bike sharing system that they have here, which is really amazing, and the bike paths everywhere, and how people utilize the bike paths a lot more than others. And going to the Green Institute this morning and chatting with the folks there, I've discovered so much about Minneapolis that's already starting to become more and more sustainable. My conversation today with Yogiraj and with Vivi is going to focus on sustainability and spirituality. How do these two pieces connect to each other? And we're also going to talk about what you guys are doing at 10th Dot. I think that connection, dot, so to speak, is really important for us to hone in on and to discover some of the ways that sustainability can connect to organizations through a new level of spiritual understanding. So let's start with a couple of questions, and you guys already have a few questions that you've sent out to me, so we'll continue our exploration of those questions in just a moment. But let's begin by telling me a little bit about what is the 10th dot.
You know, the popular puzzle, the 9-dot puzzle, can you connect all 9 dots? You've got 4 straight lines without taking your pen off the paper, and the answer is you can't unless you go outside the box. So the common notion is out-of-the-box thinking. But it has very profound theoretical and mathematical elements to it, and I'm writing a book on that right now. And essentially, our line is the 10th dot is the joy of paradigm failure. It's when your 9-dot paradigm fails you, that's the good news, because it drives you out of the box into to the 10th dot, where there's entirely new ways of thinking about existence that do not exist where you're currently looking.
Right. And the other thing related to that puzzle is the triangle puzzle that I used to do all the time in the South that had the golf tees in it, and you had to jump the different golf tees to try to get all of the golf tees out, which is very similar to the triangle puzzle. Yeah. Speaking of puzzles, you know, my mind, guys, goes everywhere. It totally is. It was one of those games you got wrapped up in, and it was usually in a restaurant or a cafe or something. Is where we did it. On the table. Yeah, and it kept the kids busy. Yes. While kept us from going crazy in public. Yes. So as far as that 10th dot goes, and in your own explorations, because we were chatting before the show started, and we were talking about what it was to sort of discover a spiritual aspect to organizational understanding, organizational development, as we like to say in the business of organizational change for companies. So tell me a little bit about what you think the intersection between 10th dot and that bigger idea of organizational development is.
Yeah. Did you want to give the shot at that first?
You go first and then I'll follow up.
It's a leadership, part of it is a leadership issue, and in these last few years I'm realizing the organizational aspect of it, but the leadership dimension of it is being able to recognize your full potential and to be able to look at the shadow aspects. What is it that I fear that is actually keeping me from that state of excellence? And that also in spiritual growth, political issues, social justice, and community are an important phase of spiritual development. You don't skip, you transcend the notion of how you live in community, but community is crucial to being able to actually fulfill a spiritual path. As the ego is actually crucial in spiritual development, and being able to use it as a resource, and rather than having it as an end unto itself.
Yeah.
Yes, if I were to add to that, it's not really even an add so much as maybe just another way of putting it is that organizations are very much usually other-focused. They have a solution for whoever their customer, client, whatever it is. And I think when you merge and put spirituality into the equation in an organizational manner, you are encouraging a self-awareness in addition to that. And when you merge self-awareness with other awareness and you add to that global awareness, you have a really nice trio and a way of operating in the world that sort of extends beyond the golden rule, which is, I grew up in the South too, so it's like, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Right.
The platinum rule takes it to another level of focus. It's do unto others as they would do unto themselves at their best, which requires you to get to know them. And I think that organizations that are crumbling today have failed to identify with who it is that they are trying to serve. And one of the limiting factors is that they haven't taken time to learn self-awareness. And the organizations that are thriving today are taking time for self-awareness. And the leaders within those organizations are taking time for self-awareness. And it makes all the difference.
And let me follow up on that, because this is really kind of serial and at the same time whole, is that then this, in addition to monetary systems, it has a lot to do with political systems. And this is what we're looking at, is how do we learn to listen to each other, who, when we each sit inside of different value sets, so that sitting inside of a different value set, some of us have values that say that we are not going to listen to anyone else's values because their values are wrong, whereas in actuality they are different. So the platinum rule really serves us very, very powerfully in terms of working towards being able to see what in Sanskrit is called namaste. I see the light in me sees the light in you, and your light may be shining through a different prism, and I must be able to respond to the color of your light, so I see the light in you. There's one place then where our light is the same.
Sure. And we're going to close this little segment out here just because it's nice to shut this off and give you guys a chance to go to YouTube and see it, and then we'll push you back here. We'll be right back after this quick little break or little intermission that we'll have here as I save this recording of our interview. My name is Shane Snipes and you're watching Sustainable 1000 TV and radio. Be sure you check out sustainable1000.com, and these guys, and their website is
10thdot.com, 10thdot.com.
Excellent. That is us here, and we're talking about sustainability and spirituality, a great intersection, something that I want to continue to explore through the years as this project evolves, as well as hopefully I continue to evolve. Alright guys, we'll be back in just a moment.